Well, hello there, and welcome to another Fat Loss Tips for Females Over 40. And my screen's a little bit blurry. I don't know if that's helped or not, but that's made it worse. Oh, who knows? Anyway, it's not about what I look like, it's about what I'm saying. So, what I'm saying today is maybe going to be a little bit controversial. Maybe not. I'll leave it up to you. So, one thing that I do with myself, and one thing that sometimes I will do with clients, is some form of fasting. Now, there are many forms of fasting, and fasting is not right for everybody. There are good reasons why people fast, and there's some bad reasons why people fast. So I'll start with the bad. Now, some people think intermittent fasting is this magic sticker or wand that is just going to fix everything. Now, intermittent fasting is just another way of reducing your overall calorific intake. Okay, so fat loss happens for everybody the same way, being in a calorie deficit. Now, fasting, as I said, there's many different forms. Very commonly, the following are used: 24-hour fasts. These are good for people that have no correlation with what physical hunger feels like compared to emotional hunger. We can do something called the 5-2 diet fasting, which is you eat your normal calories for 5 days and then you eat a very low calorie diet for 2 days of the week, typically about 500 for a woman. But it can be anything, And another form is restricted eating window throughout the course of a 24-hour period. And this has been made very fashionable over the years. And basically, it's the same as skipping breakfast. Basically, it's a rule that says you can only eat within a specific few hours. So very typically, it's like 12 till 8 or 1 till 9. And it can work for some people if they like to feel that level of control. That way of eating is not something I typically recommend for women. Because studies have been showing that type of fasting can have a real damage and impact on cortisol levels because you're putting your body through another type of stress. Now, that is not to say that it doesn't work, because I typically will eat at 11, and that's not by design. That's just pure by doing the school run, get my own work ready, and then it's like, boom, oh God, I'm hungry. So I would rather people ate when they were hungry, and I use more of a intuitive way of eating, but some people can't do that, and that's absolutely cool, because a lot of women get to the stage where they have been eating intuitively, i.e. I'm hungry, and they overeat. So that's a whole different post. Don't get me started in that one. Right, anyway, so the simple matter is, if you are struggling to eat in a calorie deficit across the course of the week, then there is no harm in trying either, a shortened eating window or a couple of days very low calorie, if that works for you and your lifestyle. So I do have women doing some forms of fasting, and I have got women that are doing no forms of fasting. We're doing just applying a general calorie deficit. So what works for you might not work for your friend. What works for me might not work for you. So I just wanted to put it out there that it is something that you can try if you are struggling, but we want you to try it and not have any form of disordered eating. We've to not resort to binge eating behaviours. So if any of those things, disordered eating or binge eating behaviours, have applied to you, or emotional eating habits that apply to you, do not try any form of fasting, because it's that control piece, and if you happen to not be in control, that can be one of the triggers that can result in overeating. So it's all very complex, I do understand that, but fasting as an entity is not going to change you. Eating a calorie deficit, and it might not change you either. We have to apply different tactics. But ultimately, it's not the tactics that are going to be the changes. It's the layers below that. It's the mindset. It's the shift in identity from somebody that is always trying to lose weight to somebody that just is healthy and lean, because that's the person that they are. And that's the challenge. So I hope this helps. Sorry if it's confused things even more for you. And if you need any help on any of this, just drop me a note. All right. Peace.